Hey guys, welcome back to the news. Today is October 31st, 2023. So for those who celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. And the news is brought to you by Analogue Spotlight, a group of photographic retailers and manufacturers who have joined together to support analog photographic media and help keep analog photography thriving worldwide. The brands are Cameradactyl, Kosmo Foto, Chroma cameras, Reveni Labs, RealitySoSubtle, Intrepid cameras, Pixl-ltr, Brooklyn Film Camera, ONDU cameras, Standard cameras, 20th Century cameras, Pictoriographica, Analogue Wonderland, Cinestill, Large Format Camera Store, Carmencita Film Lab, RH Designs, Imago, and Alvandi cameras. So first of all, I want to address something that somebody's been commenting in my comments, which is something that kind of affects me. It doesn't truly upset me, but I think it's interesting to talk about. And it's the fact that I am sponsored by the industry that I talk about. This news show is thankfully brought to you free of charge on YouTube openly, thanks to the industry supporting me doing so. This means that they have gotten together, talked behind my back, because they have been behind my back, and they offered me to sponsor a year of the news. That has been extended by adding more people. And the main topic was they just wanted the news, that this supported their businesses, it helped them sell more products, and so on and so forth. Obviously, it's a benefit for the community, and so on. And that is the only agreement we have. There is no ever been an agreement or said that I can't speak about competition per se, that I can't give a piece of news for some reason, or anything like that. This is 100% as much as I can. I'm obviously a human being, so I do sometimes go subjective mode to be objective about film industry news. I have a hard time believing that I would be suggested otherwise, but I have to understand. I understand you as a viewer. I'm sponsored by the industry that maybe I should criticize in some points, and that's why I have my opinion pieces, and nobody has ever told me, hey Nico, I don't like you made an opinion piece about this brand or that brand. Please retract yourself or something like that. But this is my word against your opinion. So I try to be as honest and open about the film and news and my opinions on YouTube and in life, and you can take it or not take it. So like I said, it's my integrity versus your opinion. I trust myself to try to be as open-minded as possible. Obviously, everybody takes sides, and I have my personal sides, but I try to keep them out of the equation in the news. But I just wanted to clear the air. Like I said, if you're not happy with the news source that this is, now there's another news source from Electrochrome on YouTube, and there's lots of mini blogs and things that you can read. I have no issue with that. You can go ahead. I actually recommend you double check news because I make mistakes and every news media makes mistakes. So it's good to have more than one place. Then, second thing, on my website, which I never plug, I have now added the option to become subscribed to a newsletter. This newsletter is there for me to inform you about news, things that I see along. Some weeks there's not a lot of news and I could do a newsletter release, and sometimes some video I might make or videos I've seen on the industry that I think are interesting. I won't be spamming you if you decide to subscribe to this newsletter with a ton of stuff, but if you feel like it, it's a more direct way for me to contact the audience because YouTube decides to not show my videos or whatever, then you won't know. Also, you can subscribe and hit the little notification. I never say subscribe to this channel, you're big enough. But let's get to the news. I will put chapters for this piece so you don't have to suffer. First of all, we have the Leica new Summicron 28mm. Leica has released the 28mm Summicron, which is f2 aperture, with the addition of a closer up focusing. If you know, Leica has been releasing updated lenses with close range focusing due to a lot of people using digital Leicas with VisioFlex or with the live view mode, so you can focus closer. Traditionally, Leica lenses being rangefinder coupled were limited to 0.7, 0.6 or a meter, but a lot of people want to focus closer, and thanks to the ability of digital cameras, you can now focus closer. There is sort of a hard-ish stop when you reach the limit of rangefinder focusing and when you go into free hand focusing with assistance. So this is a new lens. It's the Summicron Aspherical. Great lens, small, very expensive, but also really, really nice. Then last week, I mentioned that Kodak's HC110 was kind of gone. I made a whole video about the Scene of Promise situation, which I recommend you see. Like I said, not all my facts are 100% sure. That's why I didn't put it in the news so much. It's more like an opinion video. But basically, the short story is Kodak chemistry for now is gone. So no Kodak chemistry is available in the market, or at least very little. The US has a bit more luck, but in this, Fotoimpex, the store based in Europe, has released the 110 developer, just 110, like the film format, 110. This is supposed to be the same formula that's been used in the USA market since 2020. So I guess it's less syrupy and more liquidy, but its times and results should be the same as your traditional HC110 that you're so used to. I myself will be buying some as long as I finish my Kodak HC110, but it's good news. And thanks for everybody that's reached out to let me know about this Fotoimpex 110. Then we have Linhof. Linhof, the manufacturer of large format cameras, medium format cameras, and accessories, is looking for mechanics. So if you're someone inclined to work with mechanics, and I would say try to be in Europe because it's easier to hire. People from out of Europe are a little harder to hire here in Europe. You can apply. They are looking for mechanics in Munich. So I would suggest if you know German, are good with mechanics or micromechanics, and you love Linhof cameras like as much as I do, I would recommend you apply. It'd be cool to work there. Then we have a new processor. This is called Pira or Pira. It's coming from Mexico, so I'll say Pira, which in Mexico is like skipping school, at least in Spanish. Processor. This is a processor that works with, if I'm not mistaken, Patterson tanks. And what it does is the center core has an added metal plate or something like a metal plate or magnets. And then you put your reels on top, and then you put this tank inside the processor that's kind of like an incubator. In a way, it's kind of interesting. And this will spin the core one way and then the other way and then one way and the other way and have heated, it transmits heat. I don't know if it transmits it through liquid or not, but I highly recommend you check it out. And it has an interface for inputting time, heater yes, heater no, so on and so forth. It's on pre-sale right now on the website. This is being manufactured and sold through Mexico. So bear in mind if you have customs or anything that would stop you from purchasing from Mexico easily. But yeah, it looks kind of cool, and it adds to these minimal, smaller processors. I don't know if it's called the processors, but I don't also want to call them non-processors. But you can go check it out. The link is in the description. Then we have cameras. We start with a Nana camera that is coming from Film Never Die. That is a lab based, I think, in multiple countries. And they've produced 2020 a little bit one of these reusable disposable cameras that I like to call like that. They're reusable 35mm cameras with one shutter speed, fixed aperture, and basically a rewind lever with your finger. They've come out with a camera that's an upgrade from that. This camera has a metal housing, has the similar lens, I'm not going to say the same, a 31mm f9, and it has a focusing mechanism. So it has, if I'm not mistaken, two focusing spots, I guess close or mid-range and infinity. And what it does is not move the lens like other cameras, but it moves the film plane, kind of like the Contax camera, the Mamiya 6, the original Mamiya 6. Will move the film plane. This will achieve slightly sharper results than traditional reusable cameras that are kind of like semi-focused at like 2 meters or something like that. And also has a advanced motor, like a motor advance. So no more cracking up and crink, 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 loading your camera and shooting the next picture. You shoot and it loads to the next. Obviously for this it needs batteries. If I'm not mistaken, 2 AA's, but it might be 2 AA's. Check it out. And it's available on pre-order coming in a little while for the initial price of $130, and it will be in the end $200, $199. It's based on the looks of a Contax T2 for the metal design. Obviously, there's not much products out there yet. They have a little reel on Instagram. You can check it out to see what the camera looks like. And then, continuing with the camera, pun intended, we have the To Be Continued camera. This follows a similar look, or similar style. So it's one of these reusable camera insides, rehoused in a very cool semi-transparent translucent body with a cool flash with little holes that you can put a little gel to. It comes with an orange gel. The whole camera's themed like orange and like translucent and black, and it reminds me of Nothing, the technology brand that does phones and stuff. But this camera is called To Be Continued, and they explain how they started by 3D printing the casings and then trying to do injection molding, and this is now injection molded. And the camera will be coming out as a limited edition of 400 units at 73-ish, 69 euros, $73. And the idea is to fund at least the mold. If you've ever done molding, you know it's very expensive. But you can check it out. The camera, there's no results as I've seen on their website, but they have a cool vibe going on with orange, black, and cool lettering and so on. But the camera's called To Be Continued because the idea is that they will further continue expanding the options of the camera, and maybe by limited runs, they will improve things like the advance or the lens or the shutter speeds and so on. But it is based, like I said, from one of those reusable cameras that have very basic features: fixed lens, fixed aperture, fixed shutter speed, and a flash. So yeah, that's the news for this week. Like I said, thanks to the sponsors. You can hear the spiel. If you didn't, you can sign up to the newsletter. Like I said, I'm not sending anything yet, but if you think I missed anything, you can send an email to the email below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, and happy Halloween. Bye.